Hello friends, I want to talk about caste system. Let's try to understand what is caste system. Though not that I have studied about the caste system, but somehow after on my spiritual path, something has happened to my mind, to my intellect or intuition, or somehow I do get some insights about a lot of things. And obviously with age, I'm going to turn 58 in March. With age also we get more knowledge and experience if we are inquisitive. So I think I was probably intrinsically inquisitive to extract or investigate. So I have seen one odd videos which I found were gave a very good insight into the caste system, or actually I would say varna system, but everybody says caste system. If you meet someone in the village, especially all places, last couple of years I've been coming across a lot of people who've been asking, discussing caste, and I never discuss caste because I don't believe in this. Yeah, there was a varna system. Varna system had a reason. So I saw a video about varna system, and then I understood then I connected. Basically what happens, you connect different dots together and then you understand the whole picture. So yeah, this guy. So the problem is, so I'll talk about the caste system. Caste system, in my understanding, was created by the Britishers for dividing the country. So when British ruled, they wanted to destroy our culture. Their main aim, Lord Macaulay had informed, had told the higher ups that if you want to colonize India, you have to break its culture, break its education system. Our education system was was amazing. So they started with that, and when you have to rule a country, you look for options how you can destroy it, divide it, and what can be destroyed and what can be, what is the moral fabric of the country, what is a great foundation on which such a great country is, existing. And it was a great country before the invasions happened. So what was the greatness based on? So if you come to the varna system, the varna system in India was envisaged by long back by the rishis, and the system which evolved in the Vedic times probably. So they kind of, this entire social system structure which was devised in India was based on varna system, family system, joint family system, communities, and the trades. So the what was considered very ideal was whatever trade your father is in, you continue to pursue that trade. So what happens is you don't have to learn anything from anywhere else. So for a country, you need four trades, four major categories. So four major categories were divided into Kshatriyas and the warriors who will protect the country. So it was a task to protect the country. It was not a task to rule the country. They were supposed to protect the country. Just a minute. They were meant to protect the country. So warrior is supposed to defend the country. Task is to defend. Our military doesn't rule, they defend. They're there to defend us. They are there to fight for us. They're not the rulers. Then Brahmins were there, who were supposed to maintain the rituals and the spiritual domain of the humanity in India. So it was the traditional bhakti, rituals, and then the spirituality. All that knowledge was to be with the Brahmins, which was to be transmitted further. So it is very easy. If my father is into certain trade and I work with my father, I will learn everything. That was the whole idea behind it. So it became a traditional job in a family, and you kept doing it, generation after generation, and you don't have to learn from anywhere else. Your own father is teaching you. What else you want? And you live with the family, and the family lives together, and you live in a joint family. So everything is wonderful. You still see joint families. If you look at Marwadis, the retail shop owners, they challenged the Walmart and all, couldn't break that system of retail Marwadis. All these Marwadis, they still live together. All the brothers, they live together. If you see, they have a shop below and they have a house above, and the whole family lives on top. The joint family lives on top, and together they manage the shop, and they're very happy. I think who can be more happier than that? You have a business which is right now right below you. You are not dependent on anybody else. You are master of your own, and you live on top. You don't have to go anywhere else. So it's a very wonderful concept. Now you will say there are many limitations, but those limitations are all glamorous, westernized concepts. Then you call them limitations. But traditionally, I think that's a beautiful system. Then there was Vaishya. Now Vaishya was traders. So they were the traders. So they were like the businessmen, business community who did all the business. Because for the economic power, country to be economic power, so you have a military might, you have a spiritual foundation, an educational foundation, which is looked after by the Brahmins, and then you have a community. The next one is Vaishya, who will do the business and all other jobs. So for the business community to do business, we have to have products. So there have to be many products. So to have products, you have to have people who are having that expertise or the skill. You can't make a product. If somebody makes a mobile phone, he has to develop a technology to make a mobile phone. So whoever develops that mobile phone, that's a skill and the knowledge. So that knowledge and skill for product development and manufacturing was actually with the Shudras. The Shudra were the producers, and Vaishya were the traders. So these were the four major categories the country had, the nation had in those days, and they were responsible for the together economic and the military and the educational might of the country. So if you look today, which country is most rich, is considered to be most advanced. And if I look back, 800 years back, 1000 years back, when India was a mighty country, so the economic might was basically due to these Vaishya and Shudras. But with the invasions, especially with the British, when they created this caste system, they started discriminating based on this. And what they did, then they knew if we have to destroy India and we have to loot India, we have to destroy their ability to be economical power. And to destroy the ability to be economical power, we have to ravage, loot these two categories who are actually managing the economic might of the country, the Shudra and the Vaishya. So they looted them, they devastated them, and they looted them to a level of poverty because they were taxing. So there was a lot of tax. Farmers were taxed, traders were taxed, everybody was taxed. So these were taxed, and they were reduced to poverty. So much poverty that they they were like then treated like underprivileged. So they were forced into a way of living where they didn't have money to eat. So they were put below the poverty line, in short. When they were put below the poverty line, so they were then viewed as underprivileged, and then they were designated as lower caste. So imagine somebody who was a mite of the country was designated as a lower strata of the society, and then defined as a lower caste. And they promoted Brahmins and Kshatriyas for various reasons, for the inherent benefit, for the vested interest. So they promoted these two, and these two started thinking they are superior to these two. So this differentiation came and set in the Indian culture now. So the Brahmins and the Kshatriya feel they are much superior caste, and the other two are not superior caste. So this divide has come, and also, like, if you go to the villages, I've been seeing, and that these caste based communities are there. One village is a Brahmin village, one village is a Rajput village, Kshatriyas village, one village is these Shudras village, Dalits village. So we are already now divided. But probably the benefit of these villages that time was that they all practice something together. So the community of people who are practicing the same thing, that was the advantage. But now today the same advantage has become a disadvantage, because now we are divided. So this division has actually now eating up the soul of the country, because for whatever reason, if you are divided, if the citizens are divided for whatever reason, maybe the political likes and dislikes, or there are so many things. You are divided based on north and south. You are divided because you are from this state and you are from that state. You are this caste, that caste. You are a rich, you are poor, or you are this and that. So there are umpteen reasons to divide. So we have inherently we become divisive by nature. So we want to fight and divide and compare and show others down. So that's become an inherent nature, and we need reasons to divide. So today we are divided on these things. So in my understanding, this was a caste. Now if I really say that, because this was a trade based division, this was not any division which was superior or inferior. Because if somebody says that this, are you a Brahmin, are you a Kshatriya, are you a Shudra? So God did not create this divide. This was a social structure created. And it doesn't mean that somebody is superior or inferior. If I tell you, is there any job which is better or which is not good? Spiritually, if you say humanity, every job is important, and every job has its own importance, and every person has its own importance. This is the ideology which I have followed in my professional life and in my personal life also. Every task is equally important and equally beautiful and equally rewarding, equally satisfying, any task you do. So if we say that this is good, this is bad, we keep on comparing, and we are never happy, and we are never satisfied with whatever we do. So if today, if you look, this trading traditional system has been broken up. Brahmins are doing a warrior's job, a warrior is doing a Vaishya's job, and a Vaishya is doing a Brahman's job, and a Shudra is doing a Kshatriya's job. So it's all mixed up now. So traditional, that is also mixed up, and people are not really happy, because the learning, the knowledge which used to be transmitted generation after generation, that's not happening. So we are all starting from scratch when we want to learn something, and I think this is, and people are also confused now, youngsters, that what should I do? I see so many people, students who are in 11th, 12th, they just don't know what they want to do. Earlier there was no option, just do what your pop did. So, and if people say that I am a Brahmin, or that's our identity, they say I am a Vaishya or I am a Kshatriya and I am superior. So what do you mean by you are a Kshatriya or you are a Brahmin or you are a Vaishya or whatever it is? God didn't create this. And if you are trying to differentiate, if you're trying to say I am superior, somebody's, then I think this is something very, very wrong. If you think God created these caste, and you're born, you say I'm born so and so, I'm born so and so, I was born in so and so family. What the hell are you telling? God did not create these divides. God didn't tell you that you are this. It was created. This system was created by humans, by own wise people. They didn't have such intention that you will be superior, somebody will be inferior. And if God created that, if you think, then why did God create only in India? Why didn't He create in other countries? He should have created in other countries. So you say you have one. There's only one God, but then God was biased that He did something in India He didn't do in other countries. So this whole concept and whole philosophy of creating a social identity and calling that I am a superior caste and you are an inferior caste is just out of ego. It's like self-certification, and it's if somebody says I am superior, they are only creating a divide. Anybody who says I am superior and somebody else is inferior, they are only creating a divide. And one should understand why this divide was created by the Britishers and see how we were wrecked. And today we are suffering from that. What has been inflicted on us, we have forgotten that, and we are actually suffering from us. And we have a short memory. Today I was discussing with someone that we have a tendency to forget whatever happens, and new narratives have been created and we flow with that. Today we are overwhelmed with something, some latest happening, and 1 month back there was something else happening, and then we were all overwhelmed with that and we were all distracted with that. The politicians keep creating these narratives and keep dividing us. And like I was telling, some 2 years back there was this case incident happened, and now nobody talks about it. So media also becomes quiet. So every news, every issue is short-lived, even if it's as far as the media is concerned, or legal system is concerned, or even the governance is concerned. Those cases, like Sushant Rajput's case, what has happened? Nobody knows what happened. But when it happened, it was a big talk. Now nobody knows. So there are so many cases. This lady, social activist, was murdered in Bangalore some 5 years back. She was murdered. Who talks about? Nobody knows what happened. Are the perpetrators of the crime caught? Not caught? Is the conviction done? What was the legal outcome of the judicial system, by the judicial system of these cases? Nobody knows. They are in the news. They become the breaking news, and they go away from your memory, and nobody is following up what is happening to those things. They are all lapping up new gossips, new things which are coming for gossip. So this is what has been endeavor of the political leaders to manipulate the masses, and how this caste system got evolved from a wonderful system which was made by our ancestors, and this is how it's dividing India. It is dividing India. And if you see the outcome of this discrimination, especially with the Dalits, what has happened is people who are discriminated and told you are from lower caste, for them it was beneficial to change their religion. They went to other religion because they at least got accepted in the religion. Today you say Hindu nation, but you say I am superior, you are inferior, I am superior, you are inferior. So you may create a Hindu nation, you will still keep fighting among each other. So Hindu nation also. So there is a constant effort to divide. Every individual is having a very divisive mentality, and that's how the nation is also working. We have a tendency to form groups, coteries, and we create these identities, this and that. So the problem is that we try to create these identities and we say we are better than others, so we form a group and we try to say force and kind of get into gossips, to accept some understanding, and with that understanding we go and tell the world and try to tell them that you are useless. So there is a divisive mentality, and if the country is divided, if we don't have a kind of a socialism, I would say, then I think we are doomed, because if any country, if the nation is divided on different grounds, if the citizens are divided on different understanding, and there is a superiority and inferiority complex, and we don't take everyone together, and we don't consider everybody the same, and even if you feel somebody is inferior, and even if you look at the reservation system, it's only for political gains. What is the government doing for upliftment? By reserving, it doesn't sort out the problem. And the people who have got deprived for whatever reason in the past, they need to be given what they were deprived of, maybe education, maybe health, and maybe economic benefits, but not a reservation. So without giving them the basic necessities, you are putting them in the system and creating further complexities. So by getting people who are not being raised but pushed into the system for your own country is going to create a problem. So and how do you undo that? You don't want to undo that, because you thought it's a vote bank. So when we have uneducated, criminalized politicians, the country, what future the country will have? And fine, this is Kali Yuga, and what we have, the kind of thinking we have as a citizen, so we will have leaders who are in higher degree of such thinking. So amalgamation of fools and idiots, the outcome, what outcome we will have. We can keep saying we were like this, we were like that, we were a great nation, we will be a great nation. Everybody can sing that song. Every country sings that song. We are a great nation. Every citizen says we are a great nation, we were a great nation, we will be a great nation. But what are they doing to make the nation great? What are you doing to make the nation great? So if the nation is in a constant conflict within the various groups amongst the citizens, and the politicians are just watching, then what do you make out of it? Oh,